Okay. We're just trying out a new software today. And so we have part two of your series, Beth
Yeah,
Lynch.
that's right.
And what is our series? Let's just, a
We'll back
series is
Yes, we're talking about menopause. All the things about menopause that women may be experiencing and how to maybe help support your own system through this. That it doesn't have to be so terribly awful or what you might be experiencing or what other people tell you you're going to experience, that we're going to like shift that mindset a little bit and help you to kind of come back to yourself.
so last week we took what we're Beth's kind of doing like symptom by symptom, which is very good because we need to focus on one thing at a time. Last week we talked about brain fog, and just in general, it was what I got from it is that your energies are supposed to cross,
Yeah.
correct?
Yes.
And when you have brain fog, your energies are more like
Right.
straight up and down, and you have to get them to cross again.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So we did an energy exercise last week. For that, you'll have to take a look at it, but that was that one. So today's topic is what?
Right. So we're going to talk about emotions, emotional like fluctuations, havoc. You're feeling like you were taken over by something, right? How quickly things can change and how you can just be generally irritable and maybe a little bit of rage peppered in there.
A little bit of rage peppered in. I like that. A little sprinkling of rage. But it's also like just sometimes you just general irritability, right? And so, sometimes you can be like, fine, I'm totally feeling calm. And then all of a sudden you'll get triggered, or you'll just be like, just like even a sound to me. Like sometimes if someone's chewing too close to my ear, I'm like, ugh. But so yeah.
Right. Like the fuse becomes really short and the emotions become really huge. That's
Yes.
noticed as well. Like,
Yes. Okay.
what's
So what's happening with our energies when this is
happening?
going on?
Right, right. Well, as we know, our hormones are all doing a lot of up and down and just a lot of fluctuations there. And
Yeah.
I mean, it just in the physiology, like in the brain, it's like all these levels are moving all over. And so there's some misfire in the brain that can cause like your emotions to go haywire a little bit. And energetically it feels like things start stacking up, right, where you feel so full, for lack of a better word, in term, not like you've eaten too much, but kind of energetically you've just
Yeah.
much that's in your field and in your system that
Yeah.
it's almost you need to declutter. And then we're going to build upon last week and then bring in some more of these figure eights.
Oh, I like that. You're decluttering.
Decluttering, yes, because it gets a little like messy.
Well, so your energy, so like if you think about it, your energy is sort of feeling just cluttered, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, so that's a good way to look at it, because that way if you add one more thing on top of it, it's overflowing, not in a good way.
Right. It's like the last thing you cannot take, and then you just fly off the handle, right?
Oh, that's never happened to me.
All
Okay,
right.
yeah.
So the simple aspect of creating more space in your system, in your energetic system, because when you feel really full in your head and busy in your head, and then things just build up, that's in your energy too. So like whatever you're feeling emotionally or physically, your energy is also feeling the same way. So
Yes.
energetically, if you can give yourself some space and clear some of that clutter or that just that intensity that you're feeling, oh, it's reconnecting. Oh, there we go. We're back.
Okay.
Okay. If you can clear your energy, feel some of that intensity, then you can kind of feel like you come back to yourself a little bit.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a little two part.
Okay.
Okay. So one really basic way to clear energy, particularly in the head, is what we call the crown pull. So if you use your two hands,
Yeah.
come on your forehead here, and you sort of press in pretty deep and you pull apart all the way to your temples. Yeah. And then you
Okay.
that off. So you're clearing your head, and then you come up to your hairline. We're going to keep doing this. So the
But
next,
and what I'm going to point out though too, you end up shaking it off, stuff
yeah,
off. Why do you do that?
I do that because anything that I've collected as I've gone through here, I just want to kind of rid. So you're kind of, you can think of it as you're collecting, you're clearing, and then you're kind of shaking that off, whatever you just sort of wiped away,
Okay.
and then you've made space. And so
Okay.
then you have, because your hands are your tools, right? So you
Right.
actually rub your hands together and shake them off so they're nice and clear already. And then you start. So at the forehead here, and then you come all the way to your temples with some pressure, and then you kind of shake that off, come to your hairline here. So pretend like there's a center part here, and
Hmm.
just open up along that center line. Because what
Okay.
in your head is that it can get cluttered, right? And we're just going to keep doing this um, energetically, and you're creating more space for that energy to flow in your head. So you're actually like your skull is not one bone, right? It's bones put together like a puzzle piece, right? Like your
Right.
baby soft fontanelle. So when you're doing a crown pull, you're actually allowing those suture lines. You can do it along here, but above the ear. You're allowing those suture lines in your cranium to actually have some space and expand, and
Yeah.
therefore cerebral spinal fluid that's pulsing from your brain down your spinal cord and back up again, it gives that some room to actually do that rhythm. But when
Okay.
things are really tight with tension in your head, there's less room to do that. So that's the first thing, giving your cranium, your skull, your crown chakra, giving it some space.
Okay. I like that. Need
Yeah.
space.
And like you could do the center line thing and go all the way, and you can just like give your head a really nice rub, right?
Right.
Like great hair wash at the salon. This and then at the end you can also pull out your ears. So to come to the top of your ear and give it a really nice pull, and then go a little bit further down to all the way down the ear, and you're really um, opening up space here. There's a meridian that runs around the ear that has to do with our stress that holds.
Yeah.
So when you're pulling out the ears, you're releasing some of that.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a ton of acupoints in the ears anyway. So whenever
Oh,
you're
yeah, that's right. We should just rub my ears more. Okay.
exactly. So how did that feel?
Good.
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
So you can use that anytime. Doesn't have to be, just for the symptom, but anytime. It just allows more space to be created
Okay, so that's a good one for like
for this.
irritability,
Yes.
general moodiness. Was there a second one that you were going to give us?
Yes. And
Okay.
second one really helps the the mind kind of come into alignment, and it helps emotions, that the overwhelm of emotions kind of settle. And it's building upon last week with the crossovers. So you, and maybe people have seen this before. Sometimes their kids are doing this in school, but put two hands back to back,
Oh yeah.
and then you switch them so they're palm to palm, and then
Okay.
yep, and then you roll it up, and
Yeah.
then cross your feet. So you can't see my feet, but just cross one foot over the other.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so here you have many crosses going on. So we're going to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. So what this is doing is creating a circuit connecting your front brain to your back brain so
Okay.
that you think instead of just react.
Okay.
This is like descrambling your brain.
So I mean, it does go along the lines of the brain fog stuff,
It does. It does. So
right?
it's kind of like a continuation of that, like bringing more of these crossovers in,
Uh-huh.
and the emotions are, it's like a reaction, right? It's a quick firing that happens with the emotions when they're feeling like out of control or
Hmm.
really overwhelming. So this kind of um, settles everything, so and it brings it back. And this particular hold is like right along your central of your body, and
Hmm.
brings you back to your own center and core.
So
Okay.
you can calm yourself down.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the other
Diffuse the rage. Okay.
range. Exactly, exactly. It's like
Hmm.
you know, the when you shake the snow globes, and
Yeah.
then all the stuff settles down. That's what this feels like to me sometimes.
Okay.
Um, okay, so you do one side, and then you put your arms out, and then you do the other side.
Oh goodness, I can't remember which side I did. I think.
Whatever feels more uncomfortable, because right.
Yeah. Yeah. Figured it. Okay.
And then cross your feet the other side, and it's
Uh-huh.
better if you're right or left. Just you just do one and then the other for
Okay.
hands and feet, and then breathe here another 3 times at least. Yeah, and having your in through your nose, out through your mouth. You want to do a sigh. That's also the audible sigh is really relaxing to your nervous system. That comes out. Oh, and I'm going to give you one more thing in a moment. And one more. Good. And at the end, you can uncross your feet, and then you bring your hands together, all your fingers together, and then put them here in the middle of your forehead. It's kind of like bringing your right brain, left brain together.
Mm-hmm.
And then inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to drag your thumbs out to the side, to your temples.
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember this.
Yes.
Okay.
That's an excellent one to gather your thoughts, to bring your sort of self back from the emotional, like you were all haywire here, there, everywhere. It brings it back. It's definitely helpful when you're trying to articulate yourself. And,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're really emotional and trying to articulate, but you're trying to get your words out, but you can't, this is a fabulous one to do. It saved some relationships along the way.
Okay. So next time I'm gonna try that today when my kids are like chewing in my ear or, rattling a bag of chips or doing something where I feel like I'm ready to blow. I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
try this.
Uh-huh. So one more little quick sound I can give you um, that helps with the rage and the irritability. So every emotion has an element connected to it and a
Okay.
sound to it. So rage and anger has to do with the wood element, and the sound goes like this. Shh.
Oh yeah.
Shh. You can like you can do it in your car. Sometimes I do it if I just want to clear what just happened. Like you just do that sound. So it's simple as that. You just use the sh sound and
Uh-huh.
as you want, and you can make it sound as pissed off as you want, or
Yeah.
you can use it however you want. So you
Okay.
and you can do it while you do the crown pull. You can go shh, right? You're just like sound clears energy as well. So as you're using the sound, you're moving the energy that is there, and that sound is connected to anger.
Okay.
Uh huh.
Next time I feel rageful, everyone's just gonna hear me going shh. Okay. Well, part two in the books. Thank you, Beth. Everyone keep try these at home and report back right back in. Any parting words? Oh, okay. All right. We'll see you later. Bye.